to my channel. This your girl Lovely D, y'all. How everybody doing out there? I hope everybody doing everything they want to do on today. Today, y'all. Y'all, this one here is like, you're gonna have your mouth. You're gonna be surprised. You know, you're gonna be like, okay, you're lying. Really? Y'all, it's so hilarious what I'm about to tell y'all. Okay, y'all, keep in mind, this is a 74-year-old lady. Okay, she look good for herself. You know what I'm saying? She look young, younger than 74. She's slim. She walk. She walk around the apartments every day. Every day. You know, she do it in the morning, she say, and she do it in the evening. You know, she say that's what she like to do, and that's what keep her healthy. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to tell y'all, about her. Okay, yeah, this 74-year-old woman. Okay, it was me and three other neighbors. You know, we sit outside, while we let our children, well, my grandchildren, and, my daughter, play outside, and we just, talk amongst each other. I ain't gonna say every day, but, if we outside and we see each other, like, hey, and we sit down and, we talk. Okay? Nah, we talking. We laughing and we talking. And this lady, I'm not gonna say her name, okay? Oh, Lord, I just can't believe what I'm about to tell y'all. But this 74-year-old lady, okay, it's like um it's crazy. Okay, she came and she was standing, in front of us, and we just was talking, and she just was talking, you know, and then y'all, out the blue, she said, "Oh, y'all," but let me tell you, she said that any one of y'all are married, and we said no. Y'all got y'all boyfriends, One of the ladies said, "Yeah." But it's okay, and you know, and we say no. Y'all, this lady, Liberty, was like, "You want me to tell you why you don't have a boyfriend? You want me to tell you why y'all don't have a boyfriend?" You know, and by her being old, we like, okay, let's see what she got to say, because she said she have a boyfriend. Okay. She said, "I don't have a husband, but I got a boyfriend." Okay. So we listening to her. She's standing up. Then she said, "Y'all push over. Let me sit down." And she looked at us, because I was sitting in my chair, like I was, I was facing them. And then she said, "Could I sit in your armchair so I could face y'all, so I could, talk to y'all? Because y'all need it." And I said, "Yeah." So I got up and I sat on a bench, right? This lady said, "You want me to tell y'all, young ladies, why y'all can't keep a man?" And she said, you got a man, but you say y'all kind of rocky. So you in it too?" Okay, and we said, "Okay, well, what it is?" She said, y'all don't know how to suck balls right. And we looked and we just started cracking up. Because, I mean, this old lady, come on, you know. And she said, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. See, that's what it is. Y'all think everything funny. She said, but I'm dead serious. Okay, and we was like, okay, now we about to, really listen to her. She said to keep a man, if you want your man inside, you know, and once he come out, he come to you and he don't worry about no other woman. And we was like, okay, you don't know how to suck balls. And if you do suck them, you ain't sucking them right. So she telling us how to suck balls. I mean, literally, you know, yo, it's like I'm looking at this lady, and I'm like, okay, you 74 years old? She said, I surely am. And she said, oh, I know how to keep my man. Me and my man been together for 25 years. And the other lady say, are y'all married? She said, no. She said, well, why y'all not married? She said, because I just don't want to get married. When I'm tired of him and me and him ain't working, and if I catch him cheating on me, he out. He out. And then somebody else coming. And then you know what? She said, I will have to mold him in. And how I'm going to mold him in? I'm going to suck those balls good. She said, yeah, I ain't going to describe it all what the lady was saying. But y'all, that's what she literally was saying. If you want to keep your man, you better suck those balls good, y'all. And she was all into it. You know what I'm saying? This lady, we was, literally sitting with her, talking to her like 2.5 hours. She was talking about balls. She was talking about, everything, what a man have. You know what I'm saying? And she said, you got to suck those balls. You got to know how to suck, good, because that's what men like. And she said that's why half of the men cheats on the person they with, because the outside chick is sucking balls and sucking them the right way, you know. And the lady, another lady was saying, well, how you know? And she said, I wouldn't be sitting here telling you what you think. And we just, and we was like, no, I said, y'all stay together? She said, hell no. He ain't staying in my house. And I ain't about to stay in his house. She said, when we won't get together, we goes by each other's house. It don't matter. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, you got to know how to grip it, pull it, suck it, and this and that. And y'all, it was like, you pinch them. I'm looking, we all looking. And I'm just looking like, this 74-year-old lady, and I'm like, okay, she is a woman, but I ain't think, old lady, would be and want to do all this, you know. And we just look at her, and I say, to be honest, you know, I wouldn't think a old lady like you I'll get down like that. She said, I got needs. She said, I don't care. Age don't make a difference. A woman is a woman. I don't care if she 80, 90, or whatever. She have needs just as well as the man have needs. Just because I'm older, so what I'm gonna do? Just sit down and read a book? Sit on the the balcony. You know what I'm saying? Just be looking around. She said, no, I got knees. I sure do. She said, I got knees. Yo, hold on. Okay, nah, I'm back. But yo, uh, is I'm the only one, thinks that, a woman, or a man in his 70s, 80s, they still get down? You know, I'm thinking, all that is um, just there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think they would be wanting to be in emotion, having sex, sucking balls, sucking everything else. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at her, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay. And she was like, y'all better unlisten. You better take heed to what I'm telling you. Cause see, when you find a man and you don't, engage to what he want, y'all know what a man want. Y'all better do it. Because he does it to y'all, do it to him. And if he don't do it right, you got to tell him. Because everybody's stuff is different. It's the same thing, but everybody have, you know, whatever, y'all know, different angles or different spots or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking, I'm like, oh, okay, okay. And everybody, and y'all, we just was just looking like amazed, like, she just was telling us a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling us how to get on top. You know what I'm saying? Just you know what I'm saying? Oh, you better act like you on the horse. you know. Y'all, I can't believe I'm really doing this on my channel. But y'all, I really wanted to, tell y'all and see if somebody, told y'all something like that. Because a 74, actually, she told us, she said, baby, I'm 74. And she said, to be honest, I'll probably be better than y'all. And we looking like, she said, yeah, I'm looking like that. She said, let me tell you something. I walk every morning. I walk every evening. She said, well, I works out. She said, well, I works out. She said, just because I'm 70, I'm 74, I'm just not going to just sit in the house, sit in the bed, sit on the balcony, just be sitting. She said, no, I have to move, and she said, yes, I do work. I work, and her children is grown, and she said she is 74 years old, you know, and she said, you want me to tell you something? And we was like, what? Her boyfriend is 32 years old. And we looking. She said, that's right. Y'all looking at me. I know he could be my son or my son. She said, baby, he keep me young. Yeah, he keep me young. You know what I'm saying? She said, baby, he be holding them legs up and whatever. She said, oh yeah, I'm just like y'all. Just because I'm 74, that don't mean I'm just gonna just sit there. I got knees too. You know, and baby, she just was in it. When I tell y'all, she just was in it. You know, she ain't cutting no corners. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, I'm saying, the ball's in down there. She said the actually word. You know, she said, y'all know what it is. Y'all talk like that. Don't sit there and look like y'all don't talk like that. She said, why? Because I'm an old lady. She said, well, guess what? This old lady got a 35, a 32, no, 35. A 35-year-old man. And she said, and guess what? He loved me. Mm-hmm. He be knocking me down, and I be knocking him down too. You know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, okay. Yeah. You know, he have two children, she say, and when the baby mama, cause he got two different baby's mama. And when, if she over there, they looking, thinking I'm his mama or his grandmother. Okay. And they was sitting outside waiting on one of the children because one of the baby mamas was about to drop the baby off. Okay, and she said she was sitting, you know, him and her was sitting on a chair, and he was rubbing her feet, her feet in her legs, you know. And when the baby mama came out and she said, hey, how you doing? She said, wait, I'm thinking, this a family member, because I know she old, and he said, that's his girlfriend. Yo, and she said, the girl said, yo, girlfriend, what you doing with an old lady like that? And she said, baby, guess what? I'm more in shape than you, you know. And she said, the baby mama said, I'm not about to get into it with you. She said, gave the bag, with the child close to the daddy, and kissed the baby, and she got, in her car, and she left, but she said she was calling. That lady ain't doing nothing to my child, and the lady said, baby, tell her I would never hurt her child. I got children, and I got grandchildren too, you know. And y'all, guess what? She said she got a grandchild, 33. He 32. 35. No, if he 30, 36. Her grandchild is 36, and her boyfriend is 35. And we just look at, and I say, you don't feel kind of weird, your boyfriend is younger than your grandchild? She said, not at all. Not at all. And she said, my family love him. Her family said, if she happy, they happy. And if this 35-year-old man make her happy and feel happy, let her do what she doing. Y'all, what y'all think? Y'all, what do y'all think? Because I always see the woman, and we always speak, hey, how you doing? And she said, yeah, I see you out here all the time with your children. And I said, no, that's my grandchild, because my grandson stay with me. And she said, that's your grandchild. And she said, you look kind of young to have a grandchild. Well, how many you? And I told her, I said, look, I'm about to have 7 grandchildren. She said, get out of here. She got a lot of grandchildren. And she said she got great grandchildren. But the thing is, this 74-year-old lady, she really be getting down. She really be getting down. You know, she says she like all position. You know what I'm saying? Her favorite on her knees. I'm like, well, okay, okay. You know, I mean, she a cool old lady. You know, she cool. She down to earth. You know, she she's a black lady. If y'all want to know what race she is, she's black. She uh I'm trying to. She told me she mixed with black and something. But y'all, this 74-year-old lady have a 35-year-old boyfriend, and she be getting down with him. You know, child. What y'all think about that? What do y'all really think about that? Because when she came, and she approached us, and she just was talking, she just was talking, you know, to us, and it was like, oh, okay, she cool. And when she said, "Can I sit in your seat and you come sit in my seat because I got something to tell y'all," and I got up, we switched, and I'm like, okay. I'm thinking she about to, talk about, the insurance around here. Mm-mm. That lady ain't talk nothing about these children. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Look, give me my crackers. Yeah, right, right. You not about to open my ginger ale. Look by Tutu little thing. You know, good. How you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. My crackers by the toy. Right there. Thank you. Now bring it in. Come on now. Um, okay. Now go back in the room and look at TV with your observer. My grandbaby. Okay, you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Put that down. Oh, you want one? Okay, you can have one. Uh-oh. Okay, but y'all, what do y'all think about this 74-year-old lady? You know, talking about you got to really suck balls to keep your man, and, suck everything down there, the right way. Oh, you subscribe? Thank you. Hit that bell too. Appreciate it and welcome to the family. But y'all, a 74-year-old lady, you know, just out the blue, sit down and and start talking to us, you know. The first thing she was saying, "Do y'all have a man?" No, are y'all married? Oh, thank you, thank you. And you know what? I'm glad you did subscribe to my channel. That's so sweet. Okay, but yo, a 74-year-old lady. I wonder, how she talks to her grandchildren. No, no, my grandmother, you know, my great grandmother, you know, she used to talk to us too, but not like that. You know, she just was telling us, how to protect ourselves and all that. But this, I'm not gonna say her name, but this lady, y'all picture a 74-year-old lady sitting down telling y'all what to do, how to keep y'all man happy. So He don't walk out on you and go to somebody else. You know, this lady saying, you know, that's why these men cheat on you. Thank you for the hearts. That's why these men cheat on these ladies because they don't satisfy with them. And the side chicks suck balls, suck everything. And they like that, you know. So, y'all, you know, I guess that's what you got to do. Y'all, it's crazy. It is crazy. Because when, you know, she started talking, you know, she wasn't talking about that. You know, she just was like, oh, do we have a husband? You know, do we have, you know, a boyfriend or man? You know, and it was like, I said, no, I don't have one. I said, I just previously, you know, just got out of divorce, you know, a year ago. And I say, you know, I'm not looking for nobody right now. I'm just, you know, taking it slow. And it's just me. You know, she said, that's cool. That's Danny. She said, but when you do get a man, suck his balls. Y'all, y'all, I wish I could have, you know, put her on my channel. Yes, I did. I asked her. I said, could you want to get on my YouTube channel? She said, baby, no. Mm-mm. I'm not trying to teach the whole world, and I don't want the whole world to know my business. I said, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And I just left it like that. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm like, okay. So she ain't want to get on my channel, but I'm telling y'all. Mm-hmm. So, when y'all see these old women just be walking and walking and walking, they're going to put you in the mind. Do these old women suck balls? You know, like she said, get on top. No, jump on top and act like you on the horse. I'm like, you know, we all feel okay. You know, everybody just was talking, asking questions or whatever. Mm-hmm. And just before she had, you know, got up and left, you know, she said, y'all better take heed. You better take heed to what I'm saying. She said, I know I'm an old lady, but guess what? Me and my boyfriend been together 25 years. Mm-hmm. Y'all, I mean, that boy was young. Y'all better watch these old ladies. They gonna take your man from you. um, Let me ask y'all. Do y'all really believe these old women talk and do certain things to a man, you know, in bed? Can y'all honestly picture that? Can y'all honestly picture a 74-year-old lady knocking it down? And she said, you know, I'm 74 years old. I'll probably be better than y'all. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm glad you is on my page, you know, enjoy, and learn. Learn about this 74-year-old lady. You know, thank you. I'm glad, you did stop by, on my channel. Did you subscribe and hit that bell and like and share? Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. No, I'm older. um, but y'all, let me tell y'all something. This not, let me tell y'all something. This not the first time a old lady, you know, was talking to me about, that situation. It's just my family, you know, don't age, with the body. I don't know. I don't know. But no, we don't age with the body. And what I mean, you don't age with the body. Okay, just say it. Okay, just like the 74-year-old lady. They don't look, they don't look, that old. You know what I'm saying? Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, but when I get that age, the way that lady be walking and moving around, I want to do that one too. Mm-hmm. Oh, and guess what? She said she don't have no health problems. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at her like, what? I'm dealing with diabetes. I'm dealing with high blood pressure. I'm dealing with all that. And I'm way younger than this lady. Mm-hmm. I'm like, because when she thought, I was like, and she said, and guess what? And like, what? She said, I don't have no health problem. Mm-hmm. She walk. She watch what she eat. She watch what she drink. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mommy,
Mm-hmm.
can I read half this for you?
Mm-mm.
Just for a little bit.
No.
Just for a little bit.
No, this, see, when I'm trying to drill something in a wall, that's not a toy. Razor Turtle, you didn't take that off this morning?
What?
You were supposed to take it
Huh?
off. You were supposed to take it off.
What? This?
Yeah, yeah, just go put your shorts back on. But yeah, y'all, Brenda here. Come on now, you know better. Y'all, these older ladies, it's gonna take our man. Y'all, these old ladies, they look good for the age. They know how to move. You know what I'm saying? They're not walking with a cane. You know, they not complaining about arthritis or none of that. They gonna take our man. We better start walking walking around. You know, eating. Drinking. Carrot juice. What the lady said she eat? She drank carrot juice. She drank celery, carrot juice, celery, and I don't know, I forgot. But a whole lot of vegetables like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, don't put no sugar. She said it was kind of, blame or sour. She said use honey, not sugar. And then if you're going to use honey, it's either, you could use 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, and that's it. You know. But I'm like, oh, okay. Yo, I'm about, you know, when I go to the store again, you know, because I went today, I am going to try it. You know, I'm going to try it. You know, because, what you drink and, like she said, whatever you put in your body, that's how your body is going to react to it. You treat your body good, your body going to treat you good. You know what I'm saying? Mm. A lady said, if she eats something sweet, she might eat something sweet 4 times a year. And that's if 4 times a year. She said, I'm not a, a sweet person. I mean, you know, a candy, a sweet person. You know, she said every now and then she might, you know, want something sweet 4 times a year. I can't do that. I can't do that. And I told her, I said, I can't do that. She said, oh, yes, you do. Yes, you can. It's just in your mind. She said, oh, yes. I said, I love cake. You know, I love cake. I love ice cream. You know, I love, what candy I could eat, you know. I'm not a candy person. And I'm not really a cookie person. You know, I eat the chocolate cookies, but not really. I eat cake. Hold on. Yeah. So y'all, we better get our bodies together. We better start walking around drinking vegetable juice. You know, eating this and eating that. You know, don't just eating, you know, celery and a peanut butter. Yo, but um, you know, she said try to eat an apple every day. I'm looking at that lady. You know, hold on, y'all. You don't hear all that noise you make? Yo, push that. That's not bothering you. So I'm looking at that, yo. I'm looking at that lady. You know, she gonna tell me. I ain't worried about nobody else. Okay, I'm talking about me. She said y'all need to eat an apple a day. Yo, how could I eat an apple? I only got one teeth in the front. How is that one teeth is gonna cave in that doggone apple? I don't want my one teeth to break. That's all I got. Until I got enough money to, you know, get my mouth fixed. I'm just looking at this lady like, are you playing with me? You better you better tell me to eat an orange every day. I'll be like, okay, okay. You know, she gonna tell me to eat an apple every day. How I'm gonna eat an apple and I can't bite it? Y'all, cause I just looked at that lady. You know, I think she was talking about the other ladies. Yeah, I think she was talking about the other ladies because y'all, I can't do that. I cannot eat no apple. This one little teeth up here, it might crack. And then if that crack, oh my Jesus, what I'm gonna do? But anyway, oh, okay, it's 50% scatter shot. Thunderstorm. Yeah, yo, go check that door. But yeah, she was trying to tell us what to eat. Walk every day. She said she walked twice a day. She walk around the building. I mean the complex. She said three or four times in the morning, and she said three or four times in the evening. She said she used to walk, in a park, in a walking area. Come on, y'all. In a walking area. She said it got so bad. They be having men, sitting sitting in different areas. And she said, they ain't gonna take me. She said, this apartment complex is the night side. That's why I walk it three or four times. Give me that. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Nah. But y'all, what do y'all think about this 74-year-old lady? You know? And then out of everything, she was saying, you know, about, sucking the balls. Lift them balls up and the lip wow. But anyway, you, y'all, it's like, are you serious? She told us some stuff. Here, give me this, baby. You give me the whole thing. The whole thing. Thank you. Okay, but y'all, can y'all just imagine a 74-year-old woman be sucking balls? 74? You sucking balls, and she says she love on her knees, you know, and so on and so on. I'm not gonna get all in detail, you know. What's wrong? Okay. You lock both locks?
One lap.
Cool. We'll lock the other lock. Um, come back on money. Here. Wait, hold on. Baby. Lord, I'm busy talking. And I'm on mute. Hey, come on, y'all. Chill out. Y'all. Okay, I gotta start off back now. Okay. That lady was like, if y'all really want to keep your man, you better do like I told you to do. You better take heed. You know, but yeah. So I asked her. I said, Miss So and So, because I'm not gonna say her name. I said, leave Tutu thing alone. I said, Miss So and So. She said, yes. I said, I thought when you be in your like late 60s, 65, on up, you 64. And I didn't think y'all would be still doing it. You know what that lady told me? That lady said, okay, once you make 65, what you think it breaks? She said, we like to be jugged just like you like to be jugged. You know what I'm saying? She said, baby, I love it. She said, I love putting my leg on that shoulder. I'm like, this old lady, telling y'all, when I tell y'all, she gets it. Mhm. That lady gets it. You know what I'm saying? And she says she love it how nice and hard and soft or whatever. A 74-year-old lady is engaged in all this good sex movement position. You know, she a nice little size. You know, I'm you know, I'm bigger than her. You know, um, we about the same. Yeah, we about the same size. Or I'm a little bigger than, taller than her. But yeah, I'm much bigger than y'all. That lady's so small. Um, but yeah, inside voice. But yeah, y'all.
Who is talking?
Okay, y'all. Well, then I shouldn't hear you. Y'all go back. Um, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say she ain't told me nothing because I know everything. Ooh, y'all, when I do get a man, y'all, when I do get a man, oh, I got some positions for his behind. Oh, yes. I got some positions for him. When I tell y'all that lady told us a lot of positions, she was telling us position. I'm like, okay, yeah, I know that. I know that. And then when she got deeper, everybody got quiet and just was looking. You know, mm. She showed us, with her hands, how it is, and I'm like, she just, describe it. Y'all, no exaggeration. This lady is 74 years old with a 35-year-old man. Put that on. A 35-year-old man. This lady is 74. 74 with a 35-year-old man. And then her grandbaby is 36 years old. And we just looking like, you don't see that eye? She said, no, I don't. No, I don't. And she made jokes, her grandchildren said, look, don't be looking at them out my friend, you know. And she said, I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. See, when they friends come, and some of them be fine as hell. She said, but I don't look at them, like that. And she said, Amani, put that blanket over there. That was for Truffy. Fluffy. Get that off your leg. It's nasty. They got poop on there. Get that off there. Put it by the door. Yeah. Y'all. And then your breasts. Oh my gosh. Yo. This lady, and then the trip part about it, she ain't lying. Because she was all into it. You know, it's just like, okay, it's just like I'm telling y'all. Oh, yeah. Because guess what? Ooh, I love the way he hugged me like that. I love when he choked me. Yeah, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That choking position. Ooh. But, yeah. It was like, how you know all that? I asked because I want to know, because this lady is literally 74 years old. What you know? Back then in your early 20s, 30s, oh no, it's like, she said, what you think I did? The same, what? That's so boring. That's for the newcomers who just coming out having sex. She said, girl, let me tell y'all. She said, I learned a lot from my boyfriend. She said, yeah. She know the new sex positions, and she was telling us too, y'all. She said, y'all better take heed. I said, Miss So-and-so. I said, oh, it's in my head. She said, yeah, so when you get your boyfriend, you going to know how to keep him. I said, She said, don't do it on somebody who you really don't want to keep. Because if you do all this on that person and you just want it, have sex with him, a couple of times and that's it, and send him on his way, you do all that, you stuck. It's like you just